Hey friends, today will be the day that we will be doing highlighting and underlining for our reading activity. This is the story that you listened to yesterday, The Golden Flower. Today we are going to read it again, but we are going to read a little bit closer. We call this a close read. So I am going to click the hide image right here so that you can see more of my screen and that we can really focus on what we're doing. I'll move my picture over here for now. Okay, so what I want you to do is on the right over here, you're going to click on where it says close read. Now, sometimes takes a minute for it to load. Sometimes I have to double click it, so click 2 times really fast to get it to load. And we are going to first open up this drop down menu that says Analyze Descriptive Language, because that is our skill for this week. We are analyzing descriptive language. So, descriptive language is what authors do when they use describing words in their story to enable the reader to make a mind movie in their mind. It's amazing what authors can do with words to help the reader understand what's going on in the story. Let's go ahead and click on that. And I'm going to hit the play button here so that we can listen to what it has to say about descriptive language.
Descriptive language, or imagery, includes words and phrases that appeal to the reader's senses. Descriptive words and phrases help the reader imagine the characters, settings, and events in a story.
Kind of like just what I was saying. So you will start where it says, My turn. Complete these close read tasks for the golden flower. Underline descriptive language in the story. So I'm going to do the first one for you, and then we will move on to the highlights. This one says, underline details in paragraphs 1 and 2 that describe the beginning of the world. So, what you are going to do is you are going to reread paragraphs 1 and 2 and find some descriptive language that describes the beginning of the world. Here we go. In the beginning of the world, there was no water anywhere on earth. There was only a tall mountain that stood alone on a wide desert plain. There were no green plants. There were no flowers. All the people lived on top of this mountain. So I definitely see right away some descriptive language that tells me about the beginning of the world. I see right here where it says there was no water anywhere on earth. So I'm going to underline there was no water anywhere. I'm clicking and dragging with my mouse to highlight it. Then I let go. I click underline. I pick my color and I click save. And then I click exit. I also see where it says there was only a tall mountain that stood alone on a wide desert plain. So I'm going to highlight tall mountain that stood alone on a wide desert plain because that is a part where the author used descriptive words and phrases to tell you what the beginning of the world is like. A tall mountain that stood alone on the wide desert plain. And that was the reader or the author is saying that is the only thing that was there in the beginning of the world. So that tells us what the beginning of the world was like. I'm going to click underline. I'm going to pick my color. I'm going to click save. Now, there's also lots more that you could choose from here. I see no green plants. I see no flowers. Oops, no flowers right here. And I'm accidentally highlighting instead of underlining. If you accidentally do that, what you can do is you can click on it and then you can click this delete button right here. Are you sure you want to delete? Yes. Now I can underline it instead of highlight it. There we go. Save, exit. Now I'm going to delete this one. I was going too fast. I'm going to highlight it, underline, pick my color, and save. Okay. Now you are going to be doing all of the underlining that you see here. When you get to where it says text evidence right here, I want you to stop. You just have to do the underlines, only the underlines, and the highlights, which we'll get to next. So to get to the highlights, click on where it says Analyze Descriptive Language, and it will pop that back up into where the drop down came from. Okay, now I'm going to have you click on Visual Details next. This is after you're done with all of the highlighting. Visual Details. Let's listen to what it has to say.
Visualize, or picture in your mind, details an author describes in the text. Descriptive language that helps you visualize deepens your understanding and enjoyment of a story.
So they're absolutely right. When you are able to visualize something in a story, it makes it so much more fun to listen to the story. You've probably made a mind movie in your mind before when you were reading a story or listening to a story. And that is because the author is doing a really good job of using descriptive language. Okay, it says, my turn. I'm reading right here where it says number one. My turn. Complete these close read tasks for the golden flower. Highlight descriptive details to help you visualize parts of the story. Okay, the first one says, highlight words in paragraph 3 that help you create a mental image, so an image in your mind, of the seed. So I'm going to go to paragraph 3. I'll read it to you, and then I'll show you what I think gives me a mental image of the seed. One day a child went walking on the dry land below the mountain. As he bent down over the ground looking for food, something floated by on the wind. He reached out and caught it in his hand. It was a seed, a small brown seed. He put the seed in his pouch. So I see one little spot where the author describes the seed using the words small and brown. That tells me the size of the seed and the color of the seed, and it helps me create a mental image of the seed. So I clicked and I dragged and I highlighted my words. It's already on highlight here. You can pick your color. And then, oh, my picture's in the way. And then you can click save, and it will save it. So it's going to ask you very similar questions and things to highlight from here on out. But I want you to do all of the highlighting. And when you get to where it says number 2, text evidence, you can stop. You don't have to do this part. I just want you to do the highlights and the underlines. Great job, my friends. I'm excited to see what you're highlighting and you're underlining in your stories. And have fun reading it again. This is a great story. You can also listen to it by pressing this button.
Golden flower.
But it will play it all the way through. So it might be kind of hard you might have to listen to it again to do the highlights after you're done with the underlines. All right. Have a great day, guys. Good luck.